Good. Kill him. Kill him now. I shouldn't. Do it.
That was that was my attempt at an intro bit. How are you guys? Welcome back to another awesome video. And today we're gonna do another movie review. And today's movie review has been requested to me by another YouTuber named Anthony Perez. So Anthony Perez, I hope you enjoy my review of Up Up and Away. So Up Up and Away is it centers around a family of supers, kind of like The Incredibles. One of the family members, named Scott, just so happens he doesn't have his powers yet, and he wants to gain powers, hopefully, and keep being in the family business. So this movie is directed by Robert Townsend, I think is how you say his name. Why that's kind of a big deal to some people, maybe everyone, is that this guy was one of the few African-American directors at the time. So he kind of launched like directors like Spike Lee and Ryan Coogler, and etc. So you got those guys. So if it weren't for Robert Townsend, we probably wouldn't have like these African-American directors. And before I kind of get into my sort of thoughts, I just kind of want to say real quick on a little side note that this literally came out a year before I was born, so in many aspects to this movie, there's going to be some nostalgia to me. I do remember watching this when I was like wee small. Yes, I said wee small. Don't judge. But yeah, I have some fun, like, not great memories of this movie, but I remember liking this movie fine, and you could really tell by this movie it's very, very cheesy. I mean, if you just look at it with kind of the writing a little bit, and even some of the acting kind of a bit cheesy, but it's kind of a mixture of, like, it's good cheese when it comes to the writing and acting, and it's kind of got a little bit of, like, not so good cheese, because there's a difference of a cheesy movie being fun and enjoyable, and then there's a cheesy movie where it's like, this, is this bad dialogue and bad writing. That's what kind of this movie has going for a little bit. You could tell just by looking at the costumes. The costumes are something. It's not something good, it's not something bad, they're just something. They're really, you could tell this was kind of like, these are outfits that, they're not really that bad, like Batman and Robin bad, but you can tell how it's just complete cheese, and I feel like this movie kind of was purposely made to be sort of like an old school sort of comic book movie, and just the title alone, Up Up and Away. Not a lot of comic books nowadays don't use those sort of like cheesy liners like that, especially when like one as old as Up Up and Away. And yes, there's like a few references they have of other comic book characters like Superman, Green Hornet, Spider-Man, stuff like that. But the family, they're okay. I mean, they're not too special a little bit. They do their job as actors and actresses. I want to give the kid who's Scott a little more credit for just a little bit more, because he's not the worst child actor, but he's kind of like in the middle of, like, he's not bad, but he's kind of like moving up where it's like you're not quite there with the good child actors. But I want to give this kid credit, and I kind of want to point out the fact that there obviously this not only does this have to do with this character and this guy's acting, but how this has a message of you don't necessarily need superpowers to be a superhero, and that's a good message and a good moral to have. And I feel like this kid doesn't really need to lie his ass off to his parents. Like, if you really look at it from a broader scale, a lot of the superheroes that we know as a public relate to more of those obviously superheroes that have no powers. And let's just face it, you literally have Batman, like you literally have heroes like Batman and Punisher that have no powers whatsoever, and they're able to be capable of what they're doing as crime fighters. So I feel like I feel like when the kid Scott is lying to his parents, I feel like he shouldn't have, because he should have just said, okay, I don't need powers. Maybe I could at least be something like Batman here. I mean, Batman was around when this movie came out, so I don't know, do something. I'm not complaining, just a little like thought I had in my mind. Although there are some things that aren't really too keen. I mean, you have the villain who, I mean, he doesn't feel it. One, he doesn't feel as intimidating, and two, he kind of, to me, just comes off as kind of like Jesse Eisenberg, just doing whatever. But I want to say the sister or the partner, I guess, in crime with this guy. I like her aspects and her sort of point of view, because she is actually trying to because her and this guy make this company, this program involving called Earth Protectors, and it kind of has to do with like more of the environment and all these other things. And I feel like this movie was subtly kind of pointing out the aspects of not only just you don't need powers to be a superhero, but kind of the influence of the environment and the influence of technology on how it can play with our, like, not our minds, but kind of how makes us, I don't know. I feel like it's playing something with it, but it didn't realize it at the time. Just a little kind of credibility there. But I do like I don't remember the girl's name, but her ideals of, like, she wants to make this program for the environment, but the brother or the other co-partner, co-worker, Jesse Eisenberg wants to do it because, hey, we can use this for like more villainous purposes, and he just doesn't come off as really that interesting to me. The effects are just kind of like hitting, really not that well done. I mean, it's hard to kind of be a bit harsh on this movie because this literally came out in 2000, but then again, there are other movies that came out in 2000 that did a lot better with effects and all these other things and whatnot. And I get it, this is a Disney Channel original movie, and for Disney Channel original movie standards go, this is, I guess, okay. But I feel like there's just some things that just don't add up, and really doesn't feel as interesting. Some parts feel a bit, I'd say, a little bit semi-boring. Some of the kids and the actors and basically I can't think of it. I'm drawing a blank here. The bystanders and your like the extras. You're kind of like, okay, you're not really that interested with them and what's going on and all the other stuff happening. There's barely any other supers they reference or mention in this movie besides just the family. I mean, if you look at a movie like Incredibles, you have the Incredibles, but at least they said like other names, that they created all these other characters, and even just that mantra of a montage alone with Edna talking about the capes. Like, you got a bunch of names within that minute, and you still got an idea of there's all these other supers. You feel like there's really not that many supers because it's just this family, not that other heroes show up to take care of these criminals or do other tasks. It's just this family and all. And the aluminum foil thing, really, I mean, I get it. Well, actually, I don't get it, because okay, it's one thing saying Superman is basically his weakness is a rock, but aluminum foil, some things in this movie I feel like you could just make fun of and just enjoy, like, laughing at and all, but in real seriousness, it's just kind of like this movie had really hit and miss moments. And I feel like the hit marks were very, like, not that strong, and the misses were just, it's a weird balance. But I'd have to say I'd give Up and Away probably just a C. That's what I'll just probably take from it. And granted, I do remember, like, watching this movie. This was a bit of my childhood, but it wasn't like the best thing in the world. Whenever I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, I guess it was fine for what it is. Now it's just kind of like, yes, nostalgia, but I do generally think it's just kind of like, it's not great, but it's not horrible. It's just kind of like middle, mediocre, just fine, really, whether that's good or bad, but just, it's okay. But those are my thoughts on Up and Away, and I want to, like I said, I want to thank Anthony Perez for having me for requesting this review from me, and I appreciate you guys requesting more reviews for me and all this other stuff. And make sure you subscribe to Anthony Perez, and make sure you subscribe to my last requested review from Ninsup. So make sure you subscribe to both Anthony and Ninsup, and thank Anthony for kind of, I guess, not necessarily approval, but just giving me this idea and kind of running with it, and he kind of helped. I feel like I kind of got a little bit of help from him in a way, if that makes sense. But if you guys have seen this movie before, if you want to go check it out for yourself to get a good, whether you want to find out for yourself if you like it or hate it, let me know in the comments. If you've seen this movie before, let me know what did you think. And also, what is your favorite, I know this is a weird sort of comment, but what is your favorite Disney Channel original movie, since we're on the topic of Disney Channel? So, as always, guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please smash the like button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I do awesome videos every day, if not every week. And make sure you ring that bell to be notified of new videos, new content. I'm going to put out every day, if not every week. I'm going to try and put out some more reviews, but I want them to be I want there to be more requests, so that's why there's kind of like, there's been this weird on and off thing of like, oh, here's a review, but then there's like all this other stuff of like top 10s and movie news and all these other things. So that just kind of keeps me occupied for a bit, and plus I have other reviews I'm working on as well, like planning for the future stuff, and also going on in my mind of things of like, I'm scripting out ideas I want to do for my career. I'm scripting out things for I'm hoping to do a short film, hopefully soon. Well, maybe soon's a bit harsh, or a bit kind of too much saying, because obviously with what's going on right now, it's kind of hard to. But once this is all over, I'm gonna go straight to shooting a short film. I will give you guys more details once we get closer to the end of this. Hopefully this will end soon, but until then, guys, if you ever want to come by and just check out my videos and check out the content, all these other things and whatnot, leave your suggestions of like requests, whether it's a review of movies, TV shows, comics, video games, anything in movie news I can maybe inform you guys on what's going on, like my thoughts, hear my thoughts about it, top 10s, you name it. I want to get more requests so that way you guys are active with me, I'm active with you guys, because I'm going to try and be here for you guys through this whole situation, and make sure you just stay safe, stay clean, everything, and we'll get through this hopefully together, and in the end it will be a better result. Like I've said before, I'll say again, I'm slowly coming out back my hiatus. It's with everything that's going on now, with everything in the world, and just in general with me personally, I'm going to try my best, and I'll make sure I can give it as much as I can, and as much as I can do, but make sure you stay tuned for more stuff coming to my content, and come to my channel, more content coming to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.